Welcome to our YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll dive into everything you need to know about applying for a student visa to study in the UK. In this video you will find the following: 1. Overview. 2. Your course. 3. Money you need. 4. Knowledge of English. 5. Documents you'll need to apply. 6. Apply online. 7. Your partner and children. 8. Extend your visa. 9. Switch to this visa. Stay tuned for all these details and more to help you successfully apply for your student visa and start your educational journey in the UK. Number 1. Overview. You can apply for a student visa to study in the UK if you meet the following criteria. You are 16 years or older. You have been offered a place on a course by a licensed student sponsor. You have sufficient funds to support yourself and pay for your course. The required amount depends on your circumstances. You can speak, read, write, and understand English. If you are 16 or 17, you have parental consent, which must be evidenced when you apply. If you are 16 or 17 and wish to study at an independent school in the UK, you may be eligible for a child student visa instead. To check the requirement of a child student visa, go to government.uk/child-study-visa. When to apply? Applying from outside the UK. You can apply for a visa up to 6 months before your course starts. You will usually receive a decision on your visa within 3 weeks. Applying from inside the UK. You can apply for a visa up to 3 months before your course starts. You must apply before your current visa expires. Your new course must begin within 28 days of your current visa expiring. You will usually receive a decision within 8 weeks. How long you can stay. The duration of your stay depends on the length of your course and your previous studies in the UK. If you are 18 or older and your course is at degree level, you can typically stay in the UK for up to 5 years. If your course is below degree level, you can usually stay for up to 2 years. Refer to the guidance for detailed information on how long you can stay. Staying longer in the UK, extensions and switches. Extend your visa. You may be eligible to extend your visa, for example, to continue your studies in the UK. Switch visas. If you are already in the UK, you can switch to a student visa from another visa. Graduate visa. After successfully completing your course, you can switch to a graduate visa to stay in the UK for at least 2 years. Now let's look at traveling to the UK. You can arrive before your course starts, up to 1 week before, if your course lasts 6 months or less. Up to 1 month before, if your course lasts more than 6 months. You must not travel to the UK before the start date given on your visa. Fees. Student visa application. Outside the UK £490. Extend or switch to student visa. Inside the UK £490. You must pay the visa fee for each person who joins you. Healthcare surcharge. You will need to pay a healthcare surcharge as part of your application. The amount depends on the duration of your visa. Check the exact amount before applying. Your partner and children. You may be able to bring your partner and children, dependents, with you. Let's look at what you can and cannot do. You can study. You can work as a student union sabbatical officer. Possibly work, depending on what you're studying and whether you're working during or outside term time. You cannot claim public funds, benefits, and pensions. You cannot work in certain jobs, such as a professional sportsperson or sports coach. You cannot be self-employed. You cannot study at an academy or a local authority-funded school, maintained school. Number 2. Your course. To apply for a student visa, you must have an unconditional offer from a licensed student sponsor. Your education provider will give you a confirmation of acceptance for studies CAS, reference number once you've been accepted into a course. You need this CAS number to apply for your visa. Courses you can study. You can pursue one of the following courses: a full-time course leading to a qualification below degree level, RQF level 3, 4, or 5, with at least 15 hours of organized daytime study per week. A full-time course leading to a qualification at degree level or above, RQF level 6, 7, or 8. A full-time course at degree level or above, RQF level 6, 7, or 8, equivalent to a UK higher education course, delivered as part of a longer course overseas. A part-time course leading to a qualification above degree level, RQF level 7 or above. A recognized foundation program for postgraduate doctors or dentists. An English language course at level B2 or above in the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. You can also apply for this visa if you're taking up a full-time elected position as a student union sabbatical officer. If you're studying or researching sensitive topics at RQF level 7 or above, you may need an Academic Technology Approval Scheme (ATAS) certificate. Note: qualification levels may differ in Scotland. Postgraduate doctors and dentists. You can apply for this visa if you are sponsored by a recognized foundation program and you have completed a recognized UK degree in medicine or dentistry, received that degree from a registered student sponsor, spent your final year, and at least one other year of studies leading to that degree in the UK. Your confirmation of acceptance for studies, CAS. After you receive an offer, your education provider will send you a CAS reference number. You must include this reference number in your visa application, and make sure to apply for your visa within 6 months of receiving your CAS. Number 3. Money you need. To study in the UK, you must have sufficient funds to pay for your course and support yourself. Course fees. You need enough money to pay for your course for 1 academic year, up to 9 months. The exact amount will be stated on your confirmation of acceptance for studies, CAS. If you've been in the UK with a valid visa for at least 12 months, you do not need to prove you have this money for your visa application. Money to support yourself, financial requirement. You need to show you have enough money to support yourself unless you've been in the UK with a valid visa for at least 12 months at the time of your application. The amount you need depends on where you will be studying. £1,334 per month for up to 9 months, for courses in London. £1,023 per month, for up to 9 months, for courses outside London. If you're boarding at a residential independent school, you will need to pay the boarding fees instead. The amount will be listed on your CAS. Note: London refers to the City of London and the 32 London boroughs. If you bring family members with you, you must show you have additional funds for each of them. You must have this money for at least 28 consecutive days, and the end date of this 28-day period must be within 31 days of your visa application date. Example: if you apply on January 1, 2021, you must show that the funds were in your bank account for at least the 28-day period ending on December 1. If you have a student loan or financial sponsorship, you need to provide evidence from your loan or sponsorship company. Refer to the guidance on finances for student applications for more details about the money you need and how to prove it. When you do not need to prove financial support. You do not need to prove the financial requirement if you've had a UK visa for 12 months prior to the date of your student visa application and are currently in the UK. You're applying as a student union sabbatical officer. You're applying as a postgraduate doctor or dentist in a recognized foundation program. You're from a country listed under the differential evidence requirement. In such cases, you do not need to prove you have enough money to support yourself if you're a British national overseas or from one of the listed countries or territories. However, You might be asked to provide this evidence before you get a decision on your application. If you do need to provide it, you'll be contacted by UK Visas and Immigration, UKVI, after you've submitted your application. Number 4. Knowledge of English. You must prove your knowledge of the English language when you apply for a student visa. How to prove your knowledge of English? You can demonstrate your English proficiency by passing a secure English language test, SELT, from an approved provider. Having a GCSE, A-level, Scottish National Qualification Level 4 or 5, or Scottish Higher, or Advanced Higher in English, gained through study at a UK school that you began when you were under 18. Level of English required. You must prove your ability to read, write, speak, and understand English to a certain level on the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, CEFR, scale. What you're studying. Degree level or above. Below degree level. Level required. Equivalent to CEFR level B2. CEFR level B1. Studying with a higher education provider, HEP. If you are studying at a degree level or above, your higher education provider, HEP, can assess your English level themselves. They may ask you to take a different test, but it must still be equivalent to CEFR level B2, who does not need to prove their knowledge of English. You do not need to prove your English knowledge if you are from one of the following countries, or territories, or if you have completed a qualification equivalent to a UK degree in one of them. Additionally, you do not need to prove your knowledge of English if you are a national of Canada. You are applying to come to the UK for a study abroad program as part of a university degree course in the USA. You proved your level of English in a previous visa application. Number 5. Documents you'll need to apply. When you apply for your student visa, you must provide a current passport or other valid travel documentation, a confirmation of acceptance for studies, CAS, from your course provider. You may also need to provide proof that you have enough money to support yourself and pay for your course. This requirement varies based on your circumstances. A valid ATAS certificate, if your course and nationality require it. Proof of parental or legal guardian consent if you are under 18. Proof of your relationship to your parent or guardian if you are under 18. Your tuberculosis test results. Written consent for your application from your financial sponsor, if you have received sponsorship for your course fees and living costs in the last 12 months. Additional documents may be required depending on your circumstances. Check the guidance for the full list of documents needed. If you need to provide your biometric information, fingerprints and a photograph, at a visa application center, you must have a blank page in your passport for your visa. You will be informed if this is necessary when you apply. If you're under 18. If you are under 18, you will need written consent from both parents, or legal guardians, or one parent if they have sole responsibility. This consent must include approval for your visa application, approval for your living and care arrangements in the UK, approval for your travel to the UK. Additionally, you must provide a copy of your birth certificate, or another government-issued document, that shows the names of your parents. Number 6. Apply online. You must apply for a student visa online. Check required documents. Before applying, review the list of documents you'll need. Apply outside the UK. As part of your application, you must prove your identity. The method depends on your location and the type of passport you hold. You will either provide your fingerprints and a photograph, biometric information, at a visa application center. Use the UK Immigration ID Check app to scan your identity document and create, or sign into your UK Visas and Immigration, UKVI, account. You will be informed of the specific steps required during your application process. Once you start your application, you can save your form and complete it at a later time. After you apply, you will be notified if your application is complex and requires additional processing time. This might happen if your supporting documents need further verification. You are required to attend an interview. Your personal circumstances need extra consideration, e.g. a criminal conviction. If you need to make any changes to your application after submission, please contact UK Visas and Immigration, UKVI. You can request to withdraw your application by reaching out to UKVI. However, your fee will only be refunded if UKVI has not yet started processing your application after you receive a decision. If your application is approved, you will receive either a biometric residence permit if you provide biometric information at a visa application center, a digital immigration status that you can view and share online if you use the UK Immigration ID Check app. Number 7. Your partner and children. Your partner and children, dependents, may be able to apply to come to the UK or stay longer in the UK. You must be one of the following: a government-sponsored student starting a course that lasts longer than 6 months, a full-time student on a postgraduate level course, RQF level 7 or above, that lasts 9 months or longer. If your postgraduate level course starts on or after the 1st of January 2024, it must be either a PhD or other doctorate, RQF level 8. A research-based higher degree. Your dependents. A dependent partner or child is one of the following: your husband, wife or civil partner, your unmarried partner, your child under 18 years old including if they were born in the UK during your stay. You'll need to provide evidence of your relationship when you apply, for example, a marriage or civil partnership certificate for your partner, a birth certificate for your child. Find out what other documents you can use to prove your relationship. Your child. You'll need to prove that your child is both not married or in a civil partnership, living with you, unless they're living away from home in full-time education, for example, at boarding school or university. You'll need to provide 2 of the following documents confirming their address: a bank statement, credit card bills, driving license, NHS registration document, an official letter from their university or college. If your child pays you rent or upkeep, you'll need to give details. Number 8. Extend your visa. You may be able to extend your student visa to stay longer and continue your course or study a new course. This includes if you currently have a Tier 4 general student visa. To extend your visa you must be in the UK on a student visa or a Tier 4 general student visa. Have an unconditional offer of a place on a course with a licensed student sponsor, shown by your confirmation of acceptance for studies, CAS. Show that your studies are at a higher academic level than your current course, called the academic progress requirement. There are some exceptions. If you've been in the UK with a valid visa for less than 12 months, you'll need to prove you have enough money to support yourself in the UK. Your partner or children will need to apply separately to extend their visa. They can either apply at the same time as you, or at any time before their current visa expires. You can also switch to a graduate visa to stay in the UK for at least 2 years after completing your course. Switch to this visa. You may be able to switch to a student visa if you already have permission to be in the UK. You cannot switch to this visa if you have one of the following visas: a visit visa, a short-term student visa, a parent of a child student visa, a seasonal worker visa, a domestic worker in a private household visa. Leave outside the immigration rules. If you have settled or pre-settled status under the EU settlement scheme, you do not need to apply for a visa. Eligibility. To switch to a student visa you must be in the UK, Have an unconditional offer of a place on a course, with a licensed student sponsor, shown by your confirmation of acceptance for studies, CAS. If you've been in the UK with a valid visa for less than 12 months, you'll need to prove you have enough money to support yourself in the UK. Your partner or children will need to apply separately to switch their visa. They can either apply at the same time as you, or at any time before their current visa expires. When to apply? The earliest you can apply is 3 months before your course starts. You must apply before your current visa expires. Your new course must begin within 28 days of your current visa expiring. For example, if your visa expires on the 1st of December, you must apply for a new visa before the 1st of December. Your new course must begin by the 29th of December. You must also apply within 6 months of getting a confirmation of acceptance for studies, CAS. You can stay in the UK until you get your decision. If you applied for an administrative review because your application was refused, you can stay in the UK until you get your review decision. Fees. For each person, you'll need to pay £490 to switch to this visa. The healthcare surcharge, check how much you'll have to pay. You'll need to have your biometric information, fingerprints and a photo taken. There's no fee for this. And you must apply online. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next one.